doctors recognize that the drugs are causing this?
Well, that's the thing, is that with the BMI, that false scale that says half of all Olympic athletes are overweight, when you muscle waste, you get more in the target weight that is desired by the American government, by the AMA. And so what you end up having is your doctor being your cheerleader saying, oh, isn't this great, you're losing weight.
Oh, I see. The more emaciated you look, the healthier you are to the government doctor.
Right. They could care less that you look like a scarecrow or a stick, or the fact that BMI was based on, I don't think...
Yes, isn't it an obsession in America? People say, oh, you look good, you've lost weight. In most countries, they consider you diseased for losing that much weight.
And that's the kind of joke that I do when we have a patient that's wasting away, is I'll tell them, hey, you look great, you look like a model, and it gets a good laugh and the family giggles or whatever. But yeah, it's true. We celebrate the wasting in this country when we really shouldn't. Okay, now you're a nurse in a clinic, Brian? I'm a registered nurse in a mental hospital, but we have
what fun that must be.
Word.
By the way, do they have wards? I would think in a mental hospital where there's a lot of, dangerous psychotics. There's people with strong opinions that need to be subdued, medicated, etc. Do you divide them up politically and put the liberals in one wing and the conservatives in another?
No, and that can cause problems when they're watching the CNN or the Fox News. You can have outspoken arguments where one guy's just pretty bright, he might just have a mania, and then the other guy just has a very low functioning brain who sees things, on the opposite pole.
Oh my God, I can imagine what a nightmare that would be. It's starting to scare me. I mean, the thought of the Soviet Union putting people in mental hospitals who didn't agree with the state, that we're not there yet, but you see inclinations toward that when you hear a guy from MIT saying that anyone who's healthy has won the genetic lottery and should pay more. It's almost like they want to punish. They are punishing those who practice healthy lifestyles, and they're rewarding negative lifestyles for this government. Eventually, they may start putting people in a mental hospital who don't agree that the government is the greatest government in the history of the world, as they did in the ex-Soviet Union. They'd get a state psychiatrist to say that this author is mentally imbalanced because he doesn't appreciate what the wonders of the Soviet system are. We're putting him into a mental hospital. Then they forcibly drug the person. That happened there. How far are we away from that with the mentality that we see coming out of MIT and some of these other crackpot institutions? Thank you so much for listening, Brian. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate your, let us say, your education and your knowledge. Thanks.